What? Bang!
Pro Wrestling Podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep through rep.
Yeah.
Woo!
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it? Unbelievable.
I'm too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. I said WWE stands for. It's me, Austin. I will never retire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show. We don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Are you looking to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family? Do you want your name in the shoutouts? Then the only way to do that is to pop over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today. If you got something you want me to talk about, a question, a comment, something you would like to hear in a future episode, the only way to let me know that is to go into the Pro Wrestling Sound Off line. Give me a call, 267-642-1160. It is a talk-to-text service. Go ahead, put it in there. Tell me what you want. I will be happy to try to get to as many of those as I can in a future episode. Tonight's episode, very different from what we traditionally do. There's been a lot of conversation over Sami Zayn losing the undisputed WWE Championship in 9 days. And so, as I was looking at that and I thought about the historical significance of that, I thought about what does this do for Sami? Is this going to be a career killer situation? Is this a waste? Why even do it if you're only going to give it the championship that short a period of time? It's counterintuitive or counterproductive or whatever. And then I thought about it. And I thought, you know what? It may do nothing to harm Sami. And here's the reason I say that. There have been tons of times where WWE has given somebody a big championship win only to take the title off them in super short order. Now today, this episode, we're going to run down some of those instances where you put so much energy into putting together a storyline, something changes up, and a championship changes hands, and the fans go crazy and they're so excited, only to have the rug pulled out from under them, and the championship changes hands yet again. So, tonight, we're going to kind of do this in an interesting order, from the longest to the shortest, starting with Randy Orton. Now, people may not remember this, but in 2007 at No Mercy, Randy Orton was awarded the WWE Championship after John Cena had been injured. Vince McMahon made it clear that he had to defend the championship against Triple H that night. Triple H came to the ring. They put on a phenomenal 24-minute and 3-second match, which saw Triple H win the championship from Randy Orton, which means Randy Orton's championship reign was 24 minutes and 3 seconds. We have a lot of people who are frustrated about Sami Zayn having 9 days. This was 24 minutes and 3 seconds. Now, the difference? This was Sami's first and only. Randy Orton's had several others. I get it. So let's move on. Let's take a look further on the list. See if there's anybody else on the list who really could have benefited from a longer opportunity. Let's go to Dolph Ziggler. On SmackDown, his first World Championship run. Vicky Guerrero decides as acting general manager in 2011 to fire Edge, who was the champion at the time. She gifted the championship basically to Dolph Ziggler. And then Teddy Long returned before the end of the episode, immediately rehired Edge, and immediately put him into a match against Dolph Ziggler for the championship. When that happens, Edge wins, 16 minutes, 42 seconds, Edge becomes the World Heavyweight Champion once again. Dolph Ziggler's reign of 16 minutes and 42 seconds. Now keep this in mind. That was his first win. After years of grinding, Intercontinental, United States Championships, and all that kind of stuff, he finally gets the big one. Gone. 16 minutes, 42 seconds. Let's switch it up a little bit. The Intercontinental Championship. You know, Shawn Michaels had that thing where he got beat up by all those soldiers, military guys, Marines, or whatever it was, somewhere in New York. He couldn't perform. He was all bruised up. People to this day call BS on it and think it was a load of nonsense. He just didn't want to drop the title or whatever. And what happens at the In Your House, the fourth In Your House show, is that Dean Douglas, Shane Douglas by the ECW name, but Dean Douglas is given the Intercontinental Championship, only to be informed he has to defend the title immediately against Razor Ramon, who walks to the ring, defeats Dean Douglas, wins the Intercontinental Championship, and ends Dean Douglas's reign at 13 minutes and 54 seconds. Again, this is somebody who in WWE never had any other championship reigns. This is the one and only, and it's 13 minutes and 54 seconds. It's an insult. And to this day, if you tune into Shane Douglas's podcast network, where he sits in front of the backdrop for Appalachian Championship Wrestling, he'll tell you to this day that it was ridiculous. You know, it's insulting. So, it's not always the world champion. This was an Intercontinental Championship. Again, an Intercontinental Championship. Chris Jericho in 2003 challenges for the Intercontinental Championship. He's gifted the championship due to an injury again. He is forced to face Rob Van Dam. And this is all because of Eric Bischoff, you know, getting involved at the time. Stone Cold Steve Austin shows up. This is the time where Bischoff and Stone Cold were co-GMs, and Stone Cold makes a match announcement, a cage match immediately. He gave Jericho the championship. We're having a cage match. Chris Jericho versus Rob Van Dam, and Rob Van Dam wins the match and wins the Intercontinental Championship, and Chris Jericho's reign ends at 7 minutes and 51 seconds. We're getting down to the much smaller championship reigns. And as a couple Intercontinentals in a row, let's jump back to the World Championship. Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013. We all wanted it. We all wanted to see him as champion. He was going to face John Cena, finally have his moment. Special guest referee Triple H. He wins, defeats John Cena, and becomes the new champion. Only for Triple H to pedigree him, call Randy Orton, Mr. Money in the Bank, out from the back, and have Orton come out and pin him. 5 minutes, 25-second reign for Daniel Bryan as Randy Orton was crowned the new champion. Talk about taking the wind out of your sails as a fan. We all wanted to see Daniel Bryan, and instead they gave us Randy Orton, because at that point in time, they did not see Daniel Bryan as the man. Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 31 would challenge for the championship, not be successful. After a while, he gets the championship. Seth Rollins ends up getting, when Reigns wins the championship, he ends up facing Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins ends up defeating Roman Reigns. I believe this was Money in the Bank. And what ends up happening is right after Rollins wins the championship, Dean Ambrose, who was Mr. Money in the Bank at the time, ended up coming out and... No, wait, hold on. I'm getting my stuff all mixed up at this moment. So Reigns... Let me think here. Oh, that's what it was. It was after Mania 31. It was Seth Rollins coming out and cost him his championship. He didn't get his win. He finally got his win after WrestleMania. And then later in the year, it was Triple H distracting Roman Reigns, costing him an opportunity for Sheamus to come out and cash in his Money in the Bank, and making it so Roman Reigns only had a 5 minute, 15-second reign after winning the championship for Seth Rollins. We have Rey Mysterio and Charlotte Flair, oddly, have a record where they share the record time. Or I shouldn't say record, they share a short time. Rey Mysterio in 2010, he's going for the World Heavyweight Championship and faces Jack Swagger, who had won the title using his Money in the Bank briefcase. He defeats Jack Swagger, wins the championship, only to have a beatdown taking place afterward. Kane comes out, who was new Mr. Money in the Bank. We thought he was there to chase Swagger away. Instead, he cashes in, beats Rey Mysterio. Now, before I give the time, same thing for Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, after WrestleMania 35, ends up having a Money in the Bank championship match with Becky Lynch. She defeats Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans end up beating down Charlotte Flair, and they end up having a save when Bayley comes out and saves Charlotte Flair. But then after they chase everybody away, Bayley, who is Miss Money in the Bank, decides to cash in, and she defeats Charlotte and takes the championship. Both Rey Mysterio and Charlotte's championship reigns in those situations 4 minutes 54 seconds. Then's a little more strange one. Jillian Hall, if you even remember who that is, she was with JBL in his cabinet and whatnot. She gets a championship match in 2009 against Mickie James for the Divas title. Nancy O'Dell, social media personality, was the special guest GM for the evening. And as soon as she won the championship, made a match with her against Melina, who came out and defeated Jillian Hall to take the Divas Championship, ending her reign at 4 minutes and 14 seconds. See how these are getting very short? John Cena, 2010, Elimination Chamber. He defeats Sheamus. And then as soon as the chamber match is over, Vince McMahon tells him he has to defend the championship immediately against Batista. Batista defeats John Cena, wins the championship, and Cena's reign ends at 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Man, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Jeff Hardy defeats Edge at Extreme Rules. When he defeats him at Extreme Rules, it's a big crowning achievement moment. It's a ladder match. It's a beautiful match. As soon as he wins, CM Punk, Mr. Money in the Bank, comes out and cashes in, and even though Hardy tried to bring out some offense, he falls to Punk in short order, ending his reign at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. SummerSlam, Bianca Belair taking on Charlotte Flair and Asuka for one of the women's championships. She ends up winning the championship. She's celebrating, and Miss Money in the Bank, Io Sky, comes running out from the back, cashes in, gets some quick offense in, hits her moonsault off the corner, and ends the championship reign of Bianca Belair 2 minutes 36 seconds. This one is kind of a weird one. Ezekiel Jackson. He goes in and faces Christian for the ECW championship in an Extreme Rules match. There's some interference by Zack Ryder, William Regal. He ends up defeating Christian in very short order, and the show goes off the air a few minutes later. It was the last episode of ECW. You gave him the championship on the last episode, and when that episode ended 2 minutes and 25 seconds later, ECW was out of business. Ezekiel Jackson with a 2 minute 25 second reign as ECW champion. From there, the famous or infamous match, Yokozuna WrestleMania 9 defeats Bret Hart for the WWE Championship after Mr. Fuji throws salt in the eyes of Bret Hart. Hulk Hogan, for some reason, comes out to the ring to take care of his quote-unquote friend, Bret Hart. Yokozuna's manager, Mr. Fuji, throws down the challenge. He says, Hogan, we want to challenge you to a match. Don't be a yellow belly. Come on. He says, 1 second. We will put up the new WWF Championship on the line right now if you come into the ring. And Bret Hart tells him to go for it. Hogan slides in, defeats Yokozuna. Yokozuna's reign lasts a whopping 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Really getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Seth Rollins. This is the one that I was mixing up earlier with Roman Reigns' championship win and losing to Sheamus. Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank 2016. Defeats Roman Reigns, wins the championship. And then the new Mr. Money in the Bank, Dean Ambrose, comes running out from the back, cashes in, takes out Seth Rollins, pins Seth Rollins, wins the WWE Championship, and ends Rollins' reign at 1 minute and 59 seconds. They wasted no time there. Talk about not wasting time. The Big Show, 2011 TLC. He's facing Mark Henry, and they're having a killer big sweaty meat slapping match, and he wins the World Heavyweight Championship, only to see Daniel Bryan come out and cash in and defeat the Big Show and take the World Heavyweight Championship, ending the Big Show's reign at 1 minute 54 seconds. Unbelievable. And all of those that I just listed for you, none of them are the shortest reign. The shortest reign, another infamous one, February 5th, 1988, on the main event. Not Saturday night's main event. This was a Friday night. It was just called the main event. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant ends in controversy when Earl Hebner and Dave Hebner appear, and one of the Hebners, and I always forget which one's which, counts a 3 count on Hulk Hogan, even though his shoulder was up, giving Andre his one and only WWF Championship victory. Andre then surrenders the title to the new champion, as he sells it, basically, to Ted DiBiase, who, by the way, went on to defend the title for a few days in house shows before Jack Tunney stripped him of the title, saying that when Andre did it, if you listened close, Andre said, "I surrender the title to Ted DiBiase." That was used by Jack Tunney later, saying that when somebody surrenders the championship, it's vacant. You can't buy the championship kind of thing. But when all this goes down and he surrenders the title, Andre's reign only lasted 1 minute and 46 seconds. Okay? So, I understand. I'm a Sammy fan too, but we all kind of knew what the plan was heading into SummerSlam, that it was going to be Punk versus Cody. How are we going to get there? We probably thought that it was going to be Cody Rhodes defeating Sammy at Raw, and didn't see the Gunther attack coming. When that happened, and they announced there was going to be a replacement, everybody knew it was going to be Punk, I think, right away. There was conversations for the last, several weeks about there being issues with WWE over creative with Punk. And then Punk comes in, has a great banger of a match with Sami Zayn, and wins the championship. Is it the worst thing ever in wrestling? No. I think Sami Zayn played the role so well. He did exactly what you would expect him to do. I don't think WWE was ever going to get behind him as a long-term champion. If they do, then it will not have been a waste. Now, I don't think it was a waste either way. Sami did some great character work here. But I think if you give him a championship win at Mania next year, everybody would be quiet about it. Especially if he got a few months to run with the title. If this is his one and only WWE Championship reign ever, it may feel a little sour for some people, but at the end of the day, he's a character who plays a role, and he played it flawlessly. And now CM Punk is the heavyweight champion. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode, run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks as always to Suno for creating the music and sound effects we use in our show. If you want to bring a new friend to family game night, it's easy with Sketchy People. Showcase your artistic side in this game from Beezle Games by going to thegamecrafter.com and picking up your copy today. If you're looking for your next career move, maybe you're considering college, university life, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career decision, go to our website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life Educational Planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking some time with us today. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great night.